Yeah, I really didn't know what to expect. I hadn't gone into, a catastrophe area, of this magnitude as of yet, and so it for me was an eye opener. It certainly was, and it really touched my heart. Really puts things into perspective. How quickly everything that we think that we've worked so hard for can just be gone, and we're left, to continue on with the things that we have that are important. So it was really much an eye opener for me.
Yeah, and I'd say the same for me. I've seen some devastation over the years, um, but it like you said, it always serves. We become very consumed, I think, is what you're saying in some of the daily live issues. But as you said, very quickly it can turn.
Yeah, we Jesus tells us not to store up material wealth, right? Because he's a lot wiser than sometimes we are for ourselves, and we can get sometimes even caught up into our own little routine, and things of that nature. So, very easily we know that things are really, only a certain amount of things are in our control, and everything else is really out of our control, and really puts things into perspective and to keeping the kingdom first, which is what's important, because we're here for a minute, but life is but a vapor, as it says in Proverbs, and gone the next. And it's important to keep things in perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. And even after all that I've seen, I can definitely say that here are these folks, and many of the folks that are in Baton Rouge, keep it right. They were people from New Orleans, right? We met a couple down there that was at the gas station. Why don't you tell them about that story?
Yeah, it's this young couple, just was outside of the gas station with 5 or 6 bags of luggage, a small puppy, looked very much to be homeless, from the outside looking in, just out, outside on the sitting on the ground, just looked very distressed. And we happened to have, some food that had just been provided that we had been feeding to some other folks, and so we approached them and came to find out that they just came to visit into Baton Rouge, came to visit some family. They're just a new couple, 5 months married, little puppy, and all their stuff, and we're on their way home back to Daytona Beach, Florida, and the waters were so intense that flooded them right off of the highway. And this happened, all of the highways flooded while they were driving, and to the point where it just washed away or took away your vehicle right there while you were on the road. And from that point, it was up to boats and helicopters to be able to try to navigate to rescue everybody that was on the highways. And I never even could fathom something of that, even happening. Driving on the road as we were driving home, I was thinking about them and saying, these very roads they were driving and washed away. Somehow the water was so intense that they were no longer able to drive, and overtaken by the amount of water that had been released.
And what were they waiting for? Did they end up getting home? Who helped them?
Yeah, the Red Cross, who the Lord really blessed us to be able to partner with, and they really embraced us right from the top down as on their spiritual team. They really had done a phenomenal job there as taking over for the state, taking site control of the shelters, the food, monitoring things. They really did a phenomenal job from what I could see, and they bought these two young people after 2 weeks of just being displaced. They got them into some clothes, and they showed us their 2 bus tickets home, and they were just waiting at the gas station for a bus. And the Red Cross was able to get them there. So